Chris has written several articles for the public, for the general public. The title was Think of Mental Disorders as a Mind's Sticky Tendencies. He writes, quote, despite the importance of this question regarding what is a mental disorder, there is little consensus on the answer. Some hold that mental disorders are brain diseases. Others argue that they're social constructs used to medicalize aberrant behavior. Some think that they're evolutionarily adaptive behavioral responses that no longer work for us in a modern context. And some think that they're errors or biases in our cognitive coding. Yet others believe that they're just normal responses to terrible situations. So many ways of looking at this concept of a mental disorder. So for you, what is mental disorder? What have you come across in your experience and your learning?
Yeah, so right to the point. I think the best way to sort of, I think one criticism that I have of my writing that I've done so far is that sometimes I've been a bit too keen to get right to the technical, but in essence, I think that what I've decided is that from this view, because I'm not entirely convinced that whether we should be working from one view or whether we should be trying to explore multiple views, as you've sort of argued with these interviews. But from this particular sort of embodied and active and embedded view, I think that mental disorders sort of appear to be patterns across the entire brain, body, and environment system that keep people stuck in behaviors and when I say behaviors, I don't just mean what they do in our everyday use of the word, but how they feel, how they think, how they act. These patterns, they seem to be sort of reinforcing, or they circle back and keep us stuck in patterns of behavior that aren't working for us in our context. And that isn't a view that excludes the idea that part of what's keeping us stuck are things out there in the environment that we could potentially change. It doesn't preclude the idea that there are things keeping us stuck in that pattern of behavior that lie within the brain or within the body somewhere. Rather, that pattern is, it lies across the entire brain, body, and environment. Some disorders might be sort of more tightly packed around the brain, potentially, and some disorders sort of might be more diffuse. Some disorders might even be a little bit more tightly packed towards the social and environmental side of things.